This is a warm welcome from the Endorphins together with SYNTH Anatomy. Tom is the guy giving an interview to. I will show you some of our new modules and new functionalities in our shuttle control. Afterwards, I will show you a little bit about a hidden function in our fabulous, grand new terminal. And yeah, then I will perform a little bit for you some kind of weird electronic sounds. So the last thing we did put onto the market was the Grand Terminal. It is the new revision of the terminal of the predecessor, and it has, instead of 2 low-pass gates, 8 different kind of filters, which I can select with a button up here. It is basically a Mogish one, an acid kind of one, a low-pass gate without, and one with resonance, a low-pass filter, high-pass filter, a band-pass filter, and a comb filter. So you have that twice. The envelopes we were used to in the old terminal, and instead of our small delay we had in the old terminal, we have a new one here. And this is 8 different kind of effects. You have the dry wet for the effects here. With that button you select the effect. And over here you have a primary function like room size and stuff, or delay time. And by pressing the button for a second and turning the knob, you can reach a secondary parameter like room size, pre-delays and stuff like that. Also, when you're in a delay, you can tap here the delay, or you can give it a tap into here with a CV. It has a few different modes, like serial mode or single voice mode, and different kind of other stuff, like splitting a stereo from here, because of this is a stereo input, splitting automatically to both channels, and as we had it before, a stereo output here. And of course the mono output in modular level. So basically a terminal with lots of horsepower. The next module I want to talk about, which will come by the end of January, is the cockpit. It's our new mixer. I will try to make it a little bit easier for you here. It's a 4-channel stereo mixer with a sidechain compressor. Stereo output, of course. All of the inputs are stereo, and you can jumper them on the backside so they take mono as well, but by default it's stereo. And channel 1 and 2 are sending a mono sum of the stereo input to channel 3 and 4, and with this jack here, or those both jacks, with a JRRS, you're receiving the mono sum of channel 1 and 2 and can send it into the iPad and do some effects processing in the iPad and return it in the same cable into the mixer for those both channels. The Sidechain Compressor has basically 3 modes. The first mode is you can plug in here an envelope and modulate the assigned channels with an envelope. The second one is working with audio. So it have an envelope follow. So if you put in a bass drum, it follows the bass drum, and you can duck with the bass drum or whatever you put in there. And the third mode is working with triggers. And the interesting thing with triggers is that you can take any clock output and put it into here. And with this one, you no longer select the depth of compression. You select the length of decay. And by pressing an encoder and turning it, you assign the amount of compression to that channel. In the other mode, simply by pressing a button like this encoder for a second, you assign it to the sidechain or not. Right now, by pressing, you mute or unmute a signal. So, what I tell you next is we have a new revision of the firmware for the shuttle control. It's version 3, and we implemented a few new tricks with it. For instance, envelope generators, 2 different ones. There is one that is called pulsar with a straight tag, And so at the start of a MIDI node, the attack begins or is there. And with the velocity of the node, you decide how long the decay can be. And the second envelope is with 2 CC messages. You can select how long the attack is and how long the decay is. So it's a little bit more elaborate. Then we implemented as well some of the random voltage things, which I can show you right here. It's quantized random, it's random voltage, stored random, and you have different kind of stuff. It's all in the new editor. And with the new editor there comes the controls legend, so now you can see exactly what kind of values respond to which kind of voltages and stuff like that. So if you're interested and already have a shuttle control, go online and check out the shuttle control firmware 3 and the editor and find out what's in there for you. It's a free of charge update. Do it, it's fantastic. Also implemented is the calibration mode within the editor, so right now you can calibrate the shuttle control to your own specific needs. What I also wanted to show you right now is, I will quit that for a second. You see these jumping lights here. These jumping lights mean that actually the selection of filter used is controlled by a CV. And also you can do the same for the effects section. So whenever you skip to a new filter and make your settings, frequency-wise cutoff and the resonance, and skip to the next one, the values are stored. And when you're pressing the type button and the channel button at once for a second, you assign it to the kind of, how to say, filter scanning mode. And you can do it for each channel separately. And when you press the tab button and the type button at once for a second, you can activate the scanning through the effects. So you can select the effects amount here, and it's also stored, and you can skip through it. This sounds like this one here. And meanwhile, you're hearing something, you can still tweak the knobs. So right now only this channel is in the mode. So you can still use that and that one here, and it changes all the way through. If we give it some drums in addition, it's a pretty nice thing. So this is basically the set, but I will give you another MIDI file here, which is that one. Now you see it's tweaking and twitching all the way through. Skipping with every node, it's skipping to another part of the filter section and the effects section as well. So of course it gets a little bit glitchy because of buffer sizes, but it's an experimental mode, so a little thing we wanted to add on when we had the opportunity to do something like that. Another thing I can tell is right now, after 5 years of Endorphins, we finished our complete system. It is the Endorphins Shuttle. It will be finally available by the end of January. It comes with a complete faceplate. It's a one faceplate thing, including the cockpit, the grand terminal, the gateway, the further generator, and the shuttle control. This is the complete system. It will be something around about $2,499 US. And yeah, hits the stores by the end of January. So that's pretty much about the product news. Now I will give you some short impression of how the thing can sound.